Yes, we may have got smashed, but without loyalty, what's left? So I'm wearing the colours of the country. Yes, it is a soccer shirt, and yes, it is an away strip, but that's not important right now. What does matter is the coat of arms right here, and the fact that sitting right there is a former Australian vice-captain who's lost faith in our team and is about to pull it apart. The VC of which I speak is a VIP on the good oil and was a WTM when it came to taking on the Poms, that's wicket-taking machine, including 41 at 12.85 in the famous 78-79 series. More on that later. How are you, Hoggy?
Pretty flat, Mark. Very disappointed what happened at the Adelaide Oval. We've actually got two things wrong. The curator prepared a spinning wicket, and who's got the spinner?
We had a spinner.
They've got the spinner, they've got a superstar spinner, so we've got two things wrong. We prepared a spinning wicket and we mucked up with the rain that came through too late.
Well, if we had batted a bit longer, it wouldn't have mattered. Don't worry about the weather. The last 90 minutes was the worst part of the 5 days. The fact that it didn't even last 90, was at 87. The fact that we capitulated, add the minute previous to day 4 when Michael Clark decided to play a shot to a ball that just bounced a little bit. Let it hit your body, mate. But anyway, that was disgraceful. And I hesitate to say that because I'm on board. I know you've jumped off, but I'm on board. But that last 90 minutes...
Yeah, you look at it that way, but at the same time, that Adelaide Oval wicket's prepared for no wickets to fall for 3.5 days, and then 27,000 wickets fall on the last day. So you might say it was a poor performance by Australia on the last day, but that wicket, that innings of Michael Clark the night before was an absolute perler. That was a beauty.
He got out and we lost. I'm sick of people saying how wonderful things were when we lose.
No, we're no good, but just give credit where credit's due. And Michael Clark's innings of 80, he was under a bit of pressure, but the next day, and I just want to say to the curators, while I'm on a bit of a roll here, to the curators around Australia, don't prepare any more spinners' wickets. We don't want spinners' wickets. They've got the gun spinner.
Well, we want a spinner. How about that?
Well,
don't blame the curators, blame the bloody coaches. Where's this? One spinner is all we need. Well, 22 million people live in Australia. It's a pretty big country. Surely someone's just tossing one out the back of the hand somewhere.
Oh, well, drive around and find him. Horrocks will come back. We'll be into that in a couple of seconds.
Okay, I want to give you a stat. I don't reckon you would have heard. Now, we've heard this one, and I've got to just look it up to ensure that I'm right here. England's last 2 times at bat, so what was their second innings in Brisbane and their only innings in Adelaide. We've heard this before. 6 wickets for 1,137. That's pretty important.
You sure that's not 6 wickets for 11,137? Have you got it right there?
If they keep batting in Perth, it might become. But 6 wickets for 1,137. Do you know how many runs Australia has made in its 4 innings? So the 2 in Brisbane, admittedly only lost 1 wicket in the second dig in Brisbane, and the 2 completed innings in Adelaide?
Well, apparently we didn't get too many runs the last day. I've got no idea.
We have scored in our 4 innings collectively 1,137 runs. So we've scored as much as the Poms have scored in their last 2 digs. The difference is we lost 31 wickets, they lost 6. 25 wickets is the difference in 2 test matches.
Good stat. Well done, Mark.
It's an amazing stat.
Yep.
But what's more amazing is that fact that they've lost 6 wickets. You're going to give us your team now. You're about to pull us apart. I hope you have decided to actually come down on the fast bowlers.
I love the fast bowlers. No,
I
I'm
know
not coming
that.
down on the fast bowlers. No. I still haven't given up on them. I still
6
reckon...
wickets we've got.
Yeah, we had a couple of bad
It's all
wickets.
Doherty's fault and the curator's fault.
I didn't blame Doherty.
Well, you dropped him. Give me your team.
All right,
Come on.
the team...
It's all quicks, I imagine.
Kadich is an absolute beauty, and unfortunately we've lost him through an injury. So in comes Phillip Hughes. North's probably out, North's gone. And Haddon comes up to 6. Steve Smith comes in at 7. A little bit of spin. Horrocks comes back into the side. Johnson back in. And Hilfenhaus. So we'll make 5 changes for the test match in Perth.
Right, let's have a look at it.
If they're fair income.
Let's have a look at it. Your team, here it is Watson, Hughes, Ponting, Clark, Hussey, Haddon at 6. Smith comes in. Johnson is back, Horrocks is back, Hilfenhaus is back, and Harris hangs on.
What are you laughing at?
Well, you did make some changes.
Hilfenhaus was
You just said you looked after the quicks and you dropped them all.
Oh, I dropped a couple. Well, they're rotating. Peter Siddle's, I'm a fan of Peter Siddle's, but he's had a couple of bad innings, so he'll just be rested for the next one.
But just on your prognostications there, I think is the word. Can I remind you?
Don't get me to say that.
Can I remind you that you said Australia would win this series 2-1 before it began? Now, you might be right there. They've got their 1. We'll get our 2 in the next 3, so you could be right. No problems there. You said Cook couldn't bat, wouldn't make a run. You apologised for that after Brisbane, and well done. You also mentioned that the Adelaide man of the match, Kevin Pietersen, would be a failure. One word, failure was the word you used in a little good oil presentation that we ran pre-Brisbane. Now, it was very popular too, Hoggy. So popular that former England fast bowler extraordinaire and outstanding BBC and ABC commentator Jonathan Agnew, he watched it and he actually mentioned it during the Adelaide Test while commenting and commentating alongside another good mate of yours, Damien Fleming. Have a listen to this.
Looking forward to catching up with Rodney Hogg when I see him. I saw a little piece to camera that Rodney did at the start of the series. I won't.
What did he say?
Well, I won't embarrass Rod, as he's a friend of mine.
I love Hoggy.
He just suggested in one word, I think, that KP wouldn't score any runs in the series. I mean, that's sort of polite.
No, I backed KP.
Had
a reasonable tour in 78-79, didn't he, Hoggy? 41 at 12.23.
And he's such a funny man.
Yes.
No, I love
Top echelon public
Rodney.
speakers in Australia.
Oh, yes.
That went all around the world, Rodney.
What they had to say, did it? Well, 2 of my favourites. Jonathan Agnew, ripping commentator. Actually, as he walked back in his 3rd Test match, he looked to the scoreboard and said to himself, "This is my last ball in Test cricket." And Damien Fleming, who should have 2 Test hat tricks, not the 1, should have 2. Damien Fleming, superstar Damien Fleming. Can I make a little comment?
Let's thank Aggers, very popular and powerful man. Aggers, thank you for watching The Good Oil and enjoying The Good Oil, and we look forward to you enjoying this little one. And good on you too, Flem, even though you got it wrong, 12.85, not 12.23. He's heard you crap on him often enough with that speech. And before we move on, just look down the barrel, one other thing you forgot to mention off the back of that, just a little something for Kevin Pietersen.
Oh, KP, you're a superstar, son, and apologies. I didn't think you'd be able to get those sort of runs. You're back in form, unfortunately, for us Aussies.
Righto.
Now, I want to say this. To the people in England, I'm sick and tired of your SMSs. You're absolutely annoying. I got one this morning, can't bat, can't bowl, can't field. Don't send me any more SMSs. And my mate, who I stay with in England, he's just quit the job this morning. He quit his job. He's with a bank in London. I won't mention his name, but it's the Intercontinental. Richard Wales. He quit this morning because he's sick of the English. They're shocking winners. They're front runners.
Yeah, but they're belting us.
Oh, yeah, well, they look pretty, actually, their batting lineup looks pretty good. I wouldn't like to be bowling to them at the moment.
I don't know that a batting lineup has ever been in the form that this one is. 6 down for 1,137 in the last 2 times at bat suggests that something's going right. Now, I mentioned before, everyone has an opinion on the next test and the way that Australia should line up. You've given us yours. I want to show you the Australian test team for the first test of the next series, righto? It looks a little something like this. Michael Clark, you will never be captain of your country. This is what he should be told. Just go out there and bat, mate. Enjoy it. You're not vice captain, you're not captain. Let's see what he can do. If he doesn't make runs, we'll bring in a youngster.
You call him mate then?
That's what they'll say to him. Cameron White is the captain of the country. Now, yes, there's a question mark on whether he's good enough to bat at 5 for Australia, but let's see. Put him in against the Poms, not as captain, but as that batsman, and let's see what he can do. If he can, he'd be a great skipper. He captained Victoria at 21, so he's our best leader. I've got him in at number 5. That's the future of Test cricket for Australia.
So it's pretty well said, but you know there's a relationship between the employer and the employee. You just can't sack people for the sake of it. You've run the knife through about 8 blokes there. You can't do it. You need a reason. You can't just get rid of Haddon.
The reason is
Haddon will take you to court.
The reason is happening. It's called the Ashes. Now you can join in the conversation, by the way. You can get involved in this on Twitter, #GoodOilTV with your opinion. Hoggy and I will be talking to you about all of that, so jump on at any stage. You can email your video. Love your video thoughts, just like mine. Doesn't mean they're right, just an opinion. Everyone's got one. Couchcritic@goodoiltv.com. Couchcritic@goodoiltv.com. So get the iPhone happening, push the button, give us 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and we'll put those all on the website. And you can upload your video by clicking on the This Could Be You part of the homepage there. We want you to really get involved. Hoggy, the final word now is yours.
All my predictions have been a muck-up so far. So Ricky Ponting, you're going to make a pair, and there'll be spinners wickets, and England will win 3-0.
Yep, you're right. Punters in for a double ton for sure.
Nice hat.
Oh, thank you. This is Hoggy's baggy green, by the way. He doesn't want it anymore. You're a disgrace.
Well, I was trying to get $8 grand for it and it's not worth $8 now, the way we're playing.
All the best and bye for now.